Now, your local weather with meteorologist Brian Briggs.
Well, good Saturday evening to you. Hopefully your day was wonderful today. It was chilly. We definitely started off on a very, very cold note today. A lot of us below freezing. But once that sun came out, we warmed up very, very nicely. You can see on our tower cam how clear it is. There's the moon, by the way, kind of just hanging out. And another clear night tonight, going to allow those temperatures once again to get onto the pretty chilly side. Currently sitting at 50 degrees. Dew point, that is kind of the magic ingredient here as we get in these cold nights. A little bit different from last night. A little bit higher, and that will kind of play into how cold we actually drop tonight. Temperatures across the arc limits are generally in the 40s and 50s right now, and so it is chilly. If you're going to be out and about, make sure you're grabbing another coat. And this is kind of where we started off today. Looked like we hit a low of 30 earlier, but we warmed up nicely to that lower 60-degree mark. So one of those days where we saw yet another 30-degree temperature change just with the sun coming out. And that's due to that drier air in place. Again, dew points were lower last night. Keep that in mind. They were generally in the lower 30s. And this is a really good indicator of how far we can drop. This is a measure of moisture in the air, and usually your air temperature does not drop below the dew point. They kind of meet at the same. So we'll see some frost, likely some patches of frost once again, but not as cold as last night. Live storm tracker Doppler radar brought to you by Yorm Young, not showing anything either because we do have cold high pressure over us. Yeah, we can get cold high pressure and we can get hot high pressure too, but generally keeping things very, very clear and beautiful across the Mid-South. And that has led to some very, very good fall foliage looking across the area. So if you want to get out and about and check that out, we are starting to get in patchy into the partial zone for this time of year, and it looks like we'll be hitting the peak as we get into next week. So take advantage of the beautiful weather that we have to look at those leaves while they're still here, because we're going to be changing some things up, especially by the time we get to next week. You can thank this cold front off towards the north. This is what's going to do it. It's going to lead to a nice day for Sunday, but Veterans Day looking kind of wet and gloomy, and we'll see those showers around. Maybe a rumble of thunder, but this just does not have a lot of instability with it, and a lot of the rain will be in behind the front, so there's cooler air with it. Keep in mind, too, notice that line where the pinks and blues are. Yeah, there is a little bit of moisture within that cold air. We might see maybe an isolated wintry precip pocket very far north in southern Arkansas, but that is very, very questionable at this time. A lot of the moisture will be moving out when that colder air gets here, but the cold air is a sure bet, and once it gets here, the bottom is absolutely going to be dropping out temperature-wise as we get into Tuesday. It is going to feel a lot more like winter by the time we get to that period, with highs only in the 40s and lows in the middle 20s. So for tonight, going to be chilly again, but not as cold as what we saw last night. Keep those clear skies around, and a quick look at temperatures all across the arc limits, generally seeing 30s and 40s across the board. So a little bit nicer recovery there. Warm tomorrow, getting into that 70-degree mark with some clouds later on in the day. And a quick look at the 7-day forecast shows when that cold air moves in. Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, highs in the 40s, lows in the middle 20s. Hard freeze expected for the vast majority of the arc limits, and then we'll recover by the time we get to next week with some clouds around.
Well, what does that mean? It's a boot season.
Yes, make sure to layer up for sure.
Well, thanks,
Yep.
Brian. We'll make